Victoria Coast Guard Radio, Victoria Coast Guard Radio. This is Argonaut II.
I am about a quarter mile south of Active Pass and taking on water.
So as you can see, last week I ran into a bit of a problem. It was the first time I ever called the Coast Guard on myself. But before I get into how I got there, I want to bring us back to the race to Alaska and the second leg from Victoria up to Ketchikan. Hi, my name's Nicholas. I live on a 100-year-old boat, and this is week 2 of my journey north to Alaska. Before we get into what that was all about, today we'll get the opportunity to meet some of the racers, look at their boats, the modifications they've made to them, and then talk a little bit more about how the race is such a crazy event. We will also get a sneak peek of what happened to Argonaut on the way over to Victoria that resulted in a call to the Coast Guard. But first, let's go down to the docks and meet some of the teams. Several of the teams beat us to Victoria on Sunday morning before we cleared through customs and spent the rest of the day greeting teams as they rolled in and hosting a happy hour for volunteers. Everyone was busy making modifications to their boats, performing repairs from the rough crossing in the strait, getting to know their own teammates, and then also getting to know one another, because one thing about this race, these days in Victoria are the only days all the racers will be together all at once. Meanwhile, over in Argonaut, we were busy cooking for the entire media crew. Here's some hash green chili carnitas.
How far away is Tori?
It was great.
Yeah.
I'm Odin. I'm from Port Townsend, Washington, and this is Team Roscoe Pickle Train. We're a Port Townsend native team who's in it to win it this year. Our boat is a modified Santa Cruz 27. There's 4 Santa Cruz 27s doing the whole race this year. We're definitely going to be the fastest Santa Cruz, and I think we've got a good chance at the 10 grand. The course really doesn't favor any one boat. It's good to do a race with no rules. You can just do whatever you want to the boat. So we were talking about doing like water ballast on this boat, and we ended up going with the trapeze instead. That just gives me another reason to come back next time around.
Have you done it before?
Done it twice before. Bought the boat 4 years ago. Last time I did race to Alaska was in 2022, and that was on less than 48 hours notice. And one of my buddies called me and was like, "Hey, want to do race to Alaska?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" These are our Team Sauna hats, which we're going to modify to be our sailing hats. We're going to put little drawstrings on them. We can stay nice and warm. They're made out of really thick felt.
My name is Josh Stowell. I'm on the Boogie Barge from Tacoma, Washington with Blake Hansen, Taylor Fitch, and Kean Flynn. I worked with Blake. He teaches at a school that I was teaching at, and he was doing this ridiculous boat project, and I fabricate, and I'm into bikes. And so it just kind of turned into this. It's a catamaran, pedal-powered, kind of twin, inline, recumbent, with kind of Westfalia-style pop-tops for sleeping and rowing stations on top. The idea is to be pedaling pretty consistently, switch out every couple hours, and the people can jump inside and take a rest, make some food, read a book. Or if it's like really nice weather and they're feeling good, they can jump on and row as well. We've done the 70-48 a couple years in a row. We did pretty well.
You did pretty well this year.
Yeah, Blake did that solo this year. I think this has been a super fun event so far. It's been really cool to see all the excitement about this boat and the other boats. Just all the people that are racing are like super friendly and really excited to meet everybody and kind of see what each other are doing. So it's been pretty fun. So the trip over on Sunday, it was exciting to say the least. We took off from Port Townsend, kind of flying out of there, and moved ahead pretty quickly, and then got into some pretty big waves. But it really showed how capable the boat was, which was really good for us to see and like kind of realize. We did have a weld fail in the frame, which kind of changed our plans to get back here. We kind of took a different route that was a bit safer, but we got a fix for that now, and we're feeling pretty good for the rest of the race.
All right, what do you got for me? We're a bunch of dangerous strangers. Hopefully we'll go fast. Well, we're kind of all over the place. We got some folks that are cruising Mexico actively. That's Ben. Katie Stewart is local to here, but she's actually living in Georgia right now. Jane is down in Texas, but originally from South Africa. John and Joan are from Seattle, and then I'm the only person other than Julian, who's the co-owner of the boat, who lives local to it, which is in Bellingham. Yeah, we're all a bit of a hodgepodge, haven't sailed the boat a lot together. So it'll be a little bit of a, hopefully we can get up to speed quick. How do we come about crossing paths? I think a few connections, but largely we did a posting on Race to Alaska Facebook page. So if you're looking to get on a boat team, it's a pretty good spot to get crew and find people that are crazy enough to do the race. And we're able to kind of have one-on-one interviews with folks, make sure it's the right fit, and met to do the race, hence the name, Stranger Dangers. This is a jerry rig kelp inspection tool. We're trying to figure out a way that we can check all the fins. We got a rudder in the back, rudder in the front, and a keel that swings 60 degrees, canting keel. Well, in this boat especially, we've got an 8-foot long keel, basically a bulb keel. So a small little metal strut, and at the base we have a big weight, 1,800 pound ballast. And the idea is that you can swing that out up to 60 degrees port and starboard to try and righten the boat. So a typical boat, all the lead is fixed right below you. And so it doesn't do you don't have a lot of leverage until you start heeling pretty good when you get that lever arm out away from the boat. Here we can cant it way out, so when we're heeling, it does a lot more. As a result, we can get away with a lot less ballast. This is our pedal drive setup. I think we're the only team that's got a 3D printed pedal drive setup. So we've got stainless bike hubs we bought and welded onto 1-inch stainless tubing. This is all TIG welded stainless frame, as close as we can mount them to give enough leg room for the pedal stations. 3D printed crank, 100-tooth belt, basically a timing belt, so we don't have to have any corrosion on the boat. And then we have a 3D printed belt tensioner here. The shaft itself is only a 10mm shaft, trying to keep the weight down, but we were a little worried about it bending if someone were to step on it, so we put a housing of 1-inch stainless tubing. So this is just a cover for the shaft. This is the third iteration. I designed it with the help of the teams. I'm an architect by trade, so I did all the CAD modeling of it. We do weekly teams meetings to talk about what the evolution of the pedal drives with the influence of Katie, who's done the race several times, like tips on what to look out for, showing iterations to the team, and we've taken a vote on kind of what direction we want to go. I'm guessing you're going to ask how fast we go. Sustainably, we can push the boat 3 knots. No water speed, no current, no wind. And the max speed, we've been able to get up to 4.4 knots with it. It's kind of like the oh shit speed. We got to get out of the current. Let's go. Strategy for the race, we're trying to shoot at least to hit Seymour 36 hours out from leaving. That would be a huge boost if we can catch that tide gate and basically ride Johnson flood all the way up. Should be able to make it if the wind holds. It's just a really dangerous pass. It can run up to like 15 knots in there. You can get caught in one of these whirlpools and boats will capsize, crew fall overboard. It's really dangerous. People die there. So it's not to be taken lightly. So you have to time it for when the tide is about ready to shift. That's called slack. One way, flowing north through the pass, it slows and slows and slows until the tide starts to then flow from the north, and you want to hit it right about that window when the water is just not moving. That's the safest time to cross. I just find the community of Race to Alaska folks is more up my alley. It's just a bit more homegrown. You're out there, you got to fix the boat yourself. It's not like you're buoy racing and then coming back fixing it at the harbor. You just kind of have to be self-reliant and tough. It seemed like a great challenge to do this passage without a motor. It's a feat in and of itself. Wish us luck.
I'm Adam Cove with Team Wicked Wily Wildcat, and this is my racing platform. This is a Marshall 18 cat boat, built in 1987, same year as me. I'm from South Dartmouth, Mass. We have some fun stuff on board, including a full suite of electronics. Thank you, Ray Marine. We came in all the way to having a camera on the bow, so while I'm rowing, I can view a screen aft back here. We've done a full custom rowing station here. Worked with Bob Fuller at South Shore Boat Works to build this, so sliding seat so I can use my legs, and then 12.5-foot long oars, and I've got backups just in case I break a blade on a rock or a log, or could be absolutely anything. So we also have a custom tiller in place, big solar panels. The beauty of this boat is it's just nice and simple. So it's a single sail, 3 reefs, so I can easily depower the boat, and then small enough that I can easily handle it since I'm single-handing doing the race. I think what's interesting or different about the Race to Alaska is that it's an inland race in a lot of ways. So there is a lot to hit. There are boats, there are rocks, probably even some trees overhanging here and there, as well as plenty of logs in the water. So from a navigational standpoint, it's a fascinating race. There are so many choices throughout the course. And that add on top of that extreme currents, some places up to 15 knots like Seymour Narrows. And so you really have this complicated picture that you have to put the pieces together with, and it's a really fun puzzle to solve. My goal out of this race is, one, adventure. I'm looking to have an absolute blast going up there. Two, I want to push myself and push the boat as fast as we can possibly go. Recognize this is definitely not the fastest boat out there, but after doing the qualifying leg, I am more than impressed with how she's performing out here. Really just enjoy the views. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous heading up there.
So up next we have the second start to the race, which was at high noon on Wednesday. The racers start on foot up in front of the Empress Hotel, and the general public does a big countdown, sprint down to their boats, untie, and off they go. Check it out.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So this episode ends here. I don't have too much more footage of the race. The reason for that is just a few hours into the race, I ended up encountering some of my own problems, taking on a few thousand gallons of water and having to call the Coast Guard for a vessel assist. So please subscribe to follow me in my next episode where I'm going to cover just what happened to Argonaut and an impromptu haul out that I had to do to perform some emergency repairs. So with that, I'll see you next time.